guys, it's Dwight. I'm here back in my studio. It's been a while. Just gonna do some light colors today, kind of beachy colors on this 24 by 36 canvas. I'm gonna be using my colander again today because, that's my favorite thing to do. So I'll just go over the colors really quickly and show you that, in this first cup here, that's my Artist Loft Soft Body Black. And that's 1 part paint, 3 to 4 to 5 parts Floetrol, a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and then a lot of water to thin it down. Now this is supposed to be white, but I used the same strainer that I did with the blue. So it's a light blue, but it's mostly Artist Loft Soft Body White. And all the rest of these paints are mixed, 1 part paint, 2 to 3 parts Floetrol, drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and water. This is just Ice Blue by Deco Art's Dazzling Metallics. This is an Arteza brand. It's this light pearl green. It's kind of a cool color. And this is sort of like a turquoise bluish green, and that's Liquitex Basics. And then this odd color is a mixture of copper and the brand of Gotta Deal Champagne. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to prep the edges and corners with some black paint just so that the canvas doesn't show through because the paints are thin once I do all this tilting. I have a lot of paint here, but I also have a lot of surface to cover. So just as a reminder that even though I may have given you a chart with all the paint that you need to cover, I want you to realize that if you add a little bit more, it works out just fine. So that way it all goes off the edges and you're not overstretching your canvas and your paints. Okay guys, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to prep the canvas and we'll get started. Okay, here I am back with the wet walkthrough. Now, I love these colors, and I'm kind of curious about sort of how the composition is quite symmetrical. I'll move to the side and show you in just a moment. I don't know if you noticed during the time lapse that I took some black that was in my cup and I poured it to keep some negative space there. And the reason why I did that was because I had a lot of paint on the canvas. And after I used my colander, I picked it up, if you noticed, and then I poured black in, which I don't know if you can see on the video, but when I poured the black on top, it sank a lot. And what that tells me is I'm going to get a lot of closure on that color. So I wanted to keep a little bit of black space there, and there we have it. So just want to move in a little bit, show you all the details. I wasn't sure how that champagne was going to work, but let me tell you, that color works really well with most of my paintings. I'm really, really happy with that. And the blues, let me walk over here. Sorry about the glare. So what I am gonna do, see if I can get a better picture of that. I'm gonna go in and clean up around the negative space. You know I'd like to do that. I just want it to be nice, sharp, and clean. And I think once I do that, that's all it needs. Awesome. So this was the other direction I was showing you. It's not quite focusing for me. There we go. I didn't plan for that to be pretty much in the exact center. But yeah, I mean, it could hang on the wall this way too. You never know. Okay, so I am going to fix those little spots once it dries, and I'll show you the dried results. Okay, here I am the next day. I wanted to show you how well this dried overnight. Sometimes it's hard to see, but up close you can see all of these, I call them cells, people call them pearls. I've heard pebbles and I've heard pillows. So in a few minutes here, I'm gonna go in around the negative space and clean that up. So I want you to take a look at that as it looks right now. And what I'll do is I will show you the finished results. Now I may go in with some of these and dot them in the middle, so that way they have some color and some definition around the negative space. Okay, so I'm gonna set everything up and we'll get started here in a moment. Okay, so here I am coming in to clean up those cells in that area around the negative space that look pretty jaggedy. So all I'm doing is trimming back some of these cells, putting some definition between some of the neighboring cells to give them sort of a freestanding appearance. Now I'm using the same black paint that I use as my dump paint, which is Artist Loft Soft Body Black. So when it dries and when I varnish it, it'll look, uniform. So again, I'm just going in, as you can see, sort of giving some definition around some of those cells and between those cells, so it looks like it's more floating and not just attached to the rest of the painting there. Had a few elongated cells in that area, so I kind of rounded them slightly. Again, as you can see, I'm just defining the edges. And taking out some of the blotches that are in there as well. So there at the upper top of the screen there, again, just getting that free floating space in between, trimming that cell slightly. And then going in with the black paint just to kind of clean up the rest of it so it looks crisp. Getting the edges as well. And getting that last space there. So now what I'm going to do is mix up some color to match the best I can the pre-existing color. So at least it gives it somewhat of a crisper pop around the edge there. That was my heat gun, and I was just drying the paint that I just painted. So as you see, I'm going in with sort of this turquoise and white blue, a little bit of green in there, sort of a turquoise green to kind of match the color. So I didn't do too many rows beyond the first row up against the black paint, as the color was pretty strong. I just wanted to make it crisp, again, up against the black paint. It's looking pretty good. Got a few of them in there. Just want to make sure that they're defined. Add a little extra white to some of that color to make it pop. Okay guys, now that I cleaned up the negative space, you can see even from a distance, it just looks sharper and cleaner. You have these really cool spokes, I guess, going into that negative space. So it really pulls your eye in that direction. So I'll show you up close what I did. If you could see on the video that I was doing a few minutes ago, you can see that, let's see here. Here we go. You can see I just trimmed some of them back. I didn't like make them all completely round, just enough so that they look clean. And as you can see, like through this area to here, through here, and back and through here, I sort of cleaned that up so the cells look more like they're free floating. Okay, friends, I hope you like this video. Yeah, I'll probably get back to the studio again at the end of the week, and we will finish off the week with something really cool. Okay, guys, take care, and thanks for watching.